In this video, I'm going to show you how to make money in the Atropa ecosystem straight from the Atropa dev's mouth. So I'm going to show you a little clip there. We're also going to take a look at Fed. Fed has been pumping, and really the crux of where the profits in the Atropa ecosystem are is between the ratios. And then also taking a look at some other little updates, as well as taking a look at some potential opportunities. So let's get into the video.
All right. How does Atropa is best, I have to translate it in the same time, supported for people with smaller backs? So to say, what does Atropa support, or which part of Atropa support smaller backs? Is it the main tokens?
Yeah.
Is it other layers?
It's the Atropa token specifically.
All right.
Because the P stables, in my opinion, are the best investment you can make right now.
Yeah.
But the Atropa token is going to do better than any of them. And so it's better to invest in the Atropa token. There are tokens with smaller FDV that if you want to jump into as like a major owner, you're possibly going to get a lot more return out of for your like bang for your buck. But overall, like buy in and wait and price just creep up, like Atropa is going to win.
So there we go, straight from Maria Rahel's Hamad Daiichi's mouth. The way to make money in Atropa is to just buy Atropa. Keep it simple. P stables. He's basically built the whole ecosystem around the P stables. The P stables are looking very healthy. We do have the PDAI conference coming up, not this weekend, but the following weekend. Times and dates and the whole schedule will be posted in the coming days as we organize a meeting with people today. So keep your eye out on that. If you know anyone that you want to hear speak, we're going to have some absolute bangers. Bud's going to be there. Somi's going to be there. Zach's going to be there. Steve is going to be there. Boy, there's a whole list of people. There's really a whole list of people and a whole range of topics that we're going to be covering as well. Things from the 99 Capital perspective, the Atropa perspective, the MakerDAO. We're going to have the PDAI law. We're going to have AMAs where people can just join in and contribute and ask questions. We're going to have just group discussions. We're going to have individual discussions. We're going to have people presenting the utility, but in a very, very basic perspective. We're going to be having a look at the memes, going to try and make it as fun as possible. Even going to be looking at PDAI and egregores. This is probably going to be one of my most favorite segments where we're going to be looking at the egregore, the artificial intelligence egregore behind PDAI that one of my friends who is a remote viewer has discovered several months ago. So there's going to be lots of exciting things about the PDAI conference coming up in 2 weekends' time. So now let's take a look at some charts. Pulse chain, well, the whole pulse chain is really starting to pump again. You can see pulse chain is pumping off of this massive trend line and this big key support level here. So this is very, very bullish for everything in pulse chain, as pulse chain seems to be creating a higher low. And so this candle is on the weekly. So this is looking very, very good. If it closes on the green, hopefully it's reversal time for pulse chain back to the upside. So Atropa is starting to look good. PDAI has now gone back to 0.5 cent. So this is also looking very good. So hopefully if we can get to the 1 cent mark by the PDAI conference, it's going to be a good conference. It's going to be an exciting conference when we've gone from the price levels that we have gone on from. So everything's starting to turn now. So let's take a look at Fed. So Fed is something that, well, I personally love Fed. And let's just take a look at this quick little video clip here. Super cool. So Fed, the whole matrix theme that's going on with Fed. This is obviously an extrapolation of the whole matrix theme also with the treasury system.win, which is all built around treasury bill and the Fed. So what's been happening with the Fed? So somebody reached out to me the other day, asked me how to make money in the Atropa ecosystem. And really it's, to me, one of the best and easiest and simplest ways to really just trade the ratios. So this is Fed on the US dollar chart. But if you're having a look at this now, since April, so what's that, 5 months ago now? since 5 months ago, it has created a support and resistance line around this level. So, for example, if I had seen this, so if I was somebody that was accumulating, or I had the funds to accumulate, and I saw this is exactly where I would have been accumulating, because you can see here, this has created a very strong support and resistance level. It did break through. So if you got down below here, even better. So it fell down to this level here, even better. But then it hovered around this. There was some tension here as it was consolidating sideways. And then you can see basically since then, it's done a nice 60% little pump from the most recent little bottom. So this is, well, actually all the way to the top, about an 80% pump. So Fed has certainly been pumping recently. And then if we have a look at it in the Treasury bill ratio, so this is Fed to Treasury bill now. Look at this. Look at this. Same thing, man. Like, again, it's just respecting certain trend lines that seem to be holding and staying. So even this, what was happening here, it was being accumulated up. It's pumped off there. It's heading now back towards this parity of 1-to-1. So at the moment, it's 0.3-to-1. So really, these are just the opportunities that you have to keep in mind and watch. And it's just keep it simple. That's what I would recommend. So you can do what Maria was saying and just buy a troper and then just leave it. And basically, if P stables peg, then you can swap that into a troper, because a troper will continue to go because they're so heavily liquidity bonded. But if you do want to look for other opportunities, just pick a few opportunities and just watch those ratios. So you can see here, I've got particular ratios that I keep my eye on as a way of understanding the ecosystem. So for example, when I look at down at a troper, but I'm also always keeping my eyes on Teddy Bear, because Teddy Bear is one of my favorite meme coins within Pulse Chain. So obviously everything that happened with Teddy Bear, the FUD, the sell, it's been very sad, and people have seen it as FUD and very negative for Maria to dump it down. And that's for you to decide. I try and, yeah, I mean, it wasn't good. It sucked. There's been a lot of questionable things on Pulse Chain that have made being in Pulse Chain very, very difficult, least of which is the Atropa ecosystem antics. And of course, I always try to keep it positive, but sometimes it's very, very hard. So, but yeah, if we look beyond that, this is for you to decide. The time person of the year 2025 goes to Maria Rahel of the Atropa ecosystem. So again, I'm sure that this perspective is going to be very, very divisive. So anyone want to be the first to produce the first watch using Dysnomia time might be used in future marketing campaigns with direct mail. So this is something that I want to be doing. So I'm hearing lots of whispers about Dysnomia and artificial intelligence. I'm seeing this pop up more and more with particular people on my timeline. So it's something that I want to look very, very deeply into by cross-referencing with different kinds of artificial intelligences. But this is something that I'll be keeping my eyes on. So this is what Hamad Daichi, Maria Rahel, has been saying. So Ojibwe tribe must immediately accept Dysnomia time as the true timekeeping of the universe. 34 hours a day, 100 minutes an hour, because I say so. 100 seconds a minute. You know the drill. Accept it or overtly threaten us. I will buy the first watch using Dysnomia time, no matter who produces it. The calendar must only count days from 0. We don't know how long years are yet. If we discover days are a different length, it is not required to be adjustable. And I'll buy the second one. Prefer an analog clock face. Some Tekum says clock was based on fundamental event in the year 1700. So yeah, look, there's always lots of crazy stuff. So Vernon here, what the fuck is happening? So I definitely couldn't agree more. So Jesus, the blessed son of man, says people always talk about token burns, but no one points out how some Atropa alts already have super low supply. So take GBaby, for example, only 121,000 total supply. No need to burn down from billions or trillions. The price target is 14,000 per GBaby. And again, this is just another one that I always have on my chart. GBaby, that the Guat. And the reason why it has a $14,000 price target is because that's when it was first launched, when it was first created. So now we're going to see it in the US dollar price. So we'll go to the weekly here so we can get a little bit more distinctions here. So you can see all the way up here, it was 14,000. So this is when it was launched and it's dumped. And basically the thesis is that it's going to eventually make its way there through Hart's law, liquidity bonding, ratio swaps, all that kind of goodness that's happening within the Atropa ecosystem with Maria rebalancing things as the main dev with the community, basically doing swaps and trades between things. So this is the price target. And then Maria dumped the crap out of it, which made it go down, and then bonded it with BFF and a whole bunch of different tokens. And just slowly, slowly, it'll get there over time. So you can see here, it's forming higher lows. This is exactly what you want to see. So how long is it going to take to get to 14,000? Who knows? Are you here for a day? Are you here for a week? Or are you here forever? Personally, I'm here forever. I would like to see this go to $14,000 tomorrow. I don't own any G Baby that the Guat, but hey, that'll be great for the whole ecosystem. But patience is a virtue. So these things take time. So that's it. There's some examples of how to make money within the Atropa ecosystem. So really just keep it simple. There's also all the minters. So if you haven't looked at all the minters, go start having a look at the minter videos that I have. And I'm actually in the process of creating a video on how to make money in the minter videos. So that one will be getting launched very, very soon. So with that, very short and simple, take care, everybody.